Welcome to Ruinberg. The purpose of this video is to explain some of the tactics because of the highly defensive nature of the map. Now let's go over why Ruinberg has such defensive angles. The positions around A7 allow for nice spotting and crossfire angles towards the AB line. To even further help this position, the tanks from D9 have great shots on the A line, crossfire. Usually autoloaders are the best for this because they can clip somebody crossing. Lots of teams use the E8 positions or around there to spot towards the middle and the south. This tank can spot most of the map and is best supported from the F0 position, who can shoot onto the cap and in the zero line. Then usually teams send somebody down the zero line, usually the turret light tank, from which he can spot the K line, but can also shoot the tanks on the cap in the back and can do a lot of damage. When the round has progressed, teams can take the E6 position and get another crossfire angle onto the cap. All of this together makes it extremely advantageous to the defender. Now let's take a look at one of the tactics used to break this defensive turtle. This is a tactic used from WoT with a mouse. We can see him drive onto the cap and the tier 9 Batshot driving behind him. The purpose of this mouse is to provide a shield so the Batshot behind can be resetted. This is to try and force a reaction coming out from the defender. Let's take a look at the positioning from WoT and the general tactic used in this round. So you can see two tanks on the cap here trying to bait Ding into a reaction. You have the tier 9 Bat in C1 who can go B line and cover the AB line, but can also go to D2 and support from there. Then we have the Object 430 in F2 who's spotting the middle, but also blind firing the bushes in the little town on the east because of his great DPM. The two 113s here are hiding, so they can't be spotted at any moment. Now, if they choose though, they could push towards the 6 line to try and shoot the tanks from behind. Together with the Batshot, which is in the south of the map, they are in a trap, but let's continue the battle now. So Coca Collapse in the mouse is sitting on the cap here. But the interesting move is about to happen in the south, where the tanks from WoT are going to try and cut off a rotation coming out from Ding. If they do so, they will have a great advantage. You can see while Coca Collapse is baiting the cap, the three tanks in the south are pushing up and catch breakneck mid-rotation. In the meantime, the Object 430 is also driving into the middle road. Now let's take a look and see how the battle has progressed. You can see how 4 tanks from WoT have taken the middle area, which Ding didn't seem to expect. The tanks can choose either to push into the little city, shoot the tanks from Ding from behind, or go towards the cap. All this time, there is 6 tanks from Ding out of the fight in the north side of the map. Safar in the tier 9 Batshot can choose to either help a B line, but he also can go all the way back towards the middle to support his teammates if they choose to cap. Now we can see WoT did choose to cap with 3 while keeping 2 guys in the middle. With Ding being out of the fight for too long, they have no chance to win this round. Now in another match, again, WoT is going with the mouse, but a much different tactic, as you will see. Just like last time, they have the Object 430 blind shooting and controlling the middle. Again, they have a Batshot controlling the entire south area for rotations, just like last time. Remember, also last time, WoT had tanks in this area to catch out rotations from their opponent. These tanks are now located in the north side of the map and will stay hidden, but can push onto the cap whenever they choose to and push down the cap timer by a lot. So at this point for WoT's opponent, it seems like they are bringing the same strategy from last time. This is the mind game I want to talk about, but let's see how it looks from Kazna's perspective. This is Kazna's setup to deal with this. Let's take a look and explain a little bit more on the map. They have a 113 here, who can spot and shoot from behind bushes on tanks approaching. With him is the T62A, who can cover the angles that the 113 can't see. Together, they have nice DPM. The bulk of Kazna's forces though is located in the little city, from where they can shoot the middle, south and north. The Batshot can spot towards the middle, but he keeps getting blind fired by that Object 430 we spoke about earlier. They have a T54 lightweight in the specific position to spot if WoT does the same tactic from last time. This is the moment in time Kazna could have won the game, but instead of shooting the mouse, they should have perma-tracked him. Together with the 113 and T62A, they could have perma-tracked him, but instead they tried to do damage, but it doesn't help as the mouse makes it onto the cap. We can see here that most of Kazna's tanks are out of the fight. This is the moment in time Pyotr sees the tanks from Gohard for the first time and should have pulled around the mouse rack and sacrificed himself for the reset to save the round. Because they see the tanks from Gohard, who they thought were in the south from last time, these tanks will now rush the cap and make it hard for Kazna to reset because of most of their forces being out of the fight, which we've shown before. We can see how the Gohard forces reach the cap and will block Pyotr from resetting. Maga, who has all the cap points, is safe. By the time Pyotr realizes his mistake, it's already too late. Kazna tanks scramble and rush the cap to try and reset, but even if they did, it's too late. The mind game from Gohard wins the game. So guys, here you can see how two of the same lineups can be played very differently by using mind game and pretending you are doing the same thing, but instead you do something else. I hope this gives you a nice insight into Ruinberg and the tactics used.